Are we live? Hello? Hello, are we live? Am I live? It says I am. Okay! Hello, hello, hello. It's me, xtine. I'm back. This is my second ever live stream. Last week went really well. It was fun. I had fun. The chat was really fun. I'm doing it again, and I'm happy to be here. I'm excited. I've got zest for life on this Tuesday. And today we are making fried cheese and chickpeas in spicy tomato gravy. It's another New York Times cooking recipe, and it's got a long ass name. I'm not gonna lie, this one might be weird. I don't know. It sounds pretty good, but I have questions. It's only got 4 stars. Motorcycle just went by. It's only got 4 stars, which, you know, we strive for 5, but that's okay. And seems like one of the main components is, well, not seems like, one of the main components is a delicious friable, grillable cheese, which I am into, but they say at the beginning of the recipe, they're like, you could easily adapt this for vegans by subbing extra firm tofu. But like, that seems like a totally different dish. So I'm just not convinced that this meal knows what it wants to be, but we'll find out together. Oh my gosh, the chat has arrived. Can't wait, hooray! We all need zest, ... for life. I agree, Lady J. Hashtag strive for 5, and sounds delicious to Catherine. We're all here. Thank you guys for coming to this live stream. I'm so excited. Oh my God, Brian's in the chat. Let's get started. Okay, I need to make my pan hot, so that's first. Last time I thought I turned it on and I didn't actually turn it on, so. Menu. Crank this bad boy up. Oh, that might be too hot. We want medium-high heat. Okay, so I'll explain what we're doing. First, we need to fry the friable cheese. I've got a little bit of a mixed bag here because we are just a friable cheese household in general. It's a snack that we very much enjoy. So we had one that was kind of half used. So I'm gonna use that up because waste not, want not, am I right? And then we also bought this new grilled cheese. So I don't know much about her, but most grillable cheese is delicious, and I bet this will be too. So first we're letting our skillet get nice and hot. I'm going to squirt a little bit of oil in there, and then we're gonna fry the cheese, but I guess I need to cut it first into friable slices. Dave and Tracy are watching from Illinois, ready for your heavy chickpea recipe. Yes. It's gonna be, I think, heavier on the cheese than on the chickpeas, but they will technically also be in attendance today. Okay. Just get that hair off me. Cut open this delicious pack of grillable cheese. Slide it out. Oh, it's wet. Oh, it's really wet. My assistant, could you please grab me a paper towel? Because I have soaked my cutting board with the wetness of the grillable cheese. So we're off to a good start. Thank you. Okay, let's just clean this up. No harm, no foul. And then we're just gonna slice this. The recipe calls for, I believe, 1/4 of an inch slices. But this is a kind of weird shape. I don't know. We'll see what slices we get. This one I know how to cut. I feel like I'm going for something like this. And we're gonna put the fried cheese on top at the end, but We need it to be fried. That's step one. Peppy cheese pea. That's what I enjoy drawing says. And they're right. Okay, but how was everybody's day? What's going on? It's Tuesday. We made it. Anybody stressed about taxes? That's coming up. Not to bring down the vibe. Yeah, let me know. Let me know in the chat if anybody has anything they want to share about what's going on with them. I'll start with these. So I've cut. Here's some bread cheese. You can use any kind of friable cheese for this recipe. Halloumi works. Bread cheese works. This is just what was left in the fridge. And then, okay, the recipe says to fry it in like a tablespoon to toot of oil. I feel like that's too much oil. Normally when we fry bread cheese, we don't even use any oil, but I'm going to use just a little bit just to get a nice even crisp, but we're not going to go crazy. So I've got my handy dandy spray bottle and I'm using that just to lightly coat the bottom of the pan. Brian had a nice Tuesday, just got back from a mile run, nice, and enjoying a smoothie. Who doesn't love that? Woo! Listen to that sizzle. Oh, and what I didn't think about and what I don't have in front of me is tongs or a spatula to flip these with. So hopefully that will be handed to me from the side of the screen. Oh my goodness! How lucky am I? Look at that. Both tongs and a spatula. Ask and you shall receive. Dave and Tracy are working on taxes while getting hungry, watching your delicious cooking cheese. Yum. I get it. Ooh, okay, it's cooking fast. So yeah, basically, it'll cook pretty quickly. You just want a nice little bit of golden brown on there. Oh, maybe I need to turn this down. Okay. I feel like it's hot. The cheese is cheesing, and it's aggressive. Okay. Yeah. Just gotta get a nice golden brown. It's sticking a little bit, and I hate that, but we're fine. Once it gets golden brown on one side, you know it's time to flip. You know, you already know. It is going fast. I'm also not used to doing it on the induction cooktop, but nothing wrong with trying something new. I was listening to the new Lady Gaga album right before this, and I got the music in me, you know? I'm still vibing. So, if you want to put that on while you watch this to set the mood, feel free. Don't let me stop you. Ooh, this cheese is cooking fast. Oh, yeah. Okay, and now this is the part of the recipe where you really have to show restraint because honestly, I'd like to just eat a piece of this now. Part of me is like, do we have to do the rest? Lady Gaga will do it. Yes. Gaga. Okay. It's going well. It's going well so far. I enjoy drawing said you should eat a piece of bread cheese. Thank you for supporting me on my quest. You know what? I probably will. Brian said, rah, ah, ah, ah. I don't know if that's the tune you were going for, but It's giving Gaga. Love Lady Gaga to get the groove going. Me too. Generational talent. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly. So the recipe called for 10 ounces of bread cheese or friable cheese. Actually, this is maybe a little more than that. This one package was 7 ounces. Whatever was left in here in this other package was probably like 4. Maybe we're at 11. Okay, these are looking good. I'm gonna put them on a plate. Look at that. Are we feeling good? Are we feeling good about the bread cheese? Nice and golden brown. Oh yeah. Woo! This would be the point if I were Bob Ross, where I'd be like, I'd whisper, that turns me on, you know? That's where we would be. Okay, let's fry some more cheese. Maybe I'll eat a piece in a second. It needs to cool. $11 ounces of cheese. Ooh. They look like mozzarella sticks without the fuss, and they are like mozzarella sticks without the fuss. I feel like it's just a delicious fried cheese. Perhaps not as stringy as a mozzarella when you bite into it, but I'd say just as delicious. And who needs all that breading, you know? Don't stand in the way of me and my bite of cheese. Bread. I'm taking the cheese straight to the dome. Oh my God, Brian's just now learning of the existence of bread cheese. I was wondering, because I feel like it's not that popular of a thing. I didn't know about it until, I don't know, a few years ago. And, I mean, since then, my life has changed. But yeah, I feel like no one's talking about bread cheese, and they need to be. Dog Star says, I have a corner in my house exactly like that. All right. With the plant, this is unfortunately a fake plant because this corner really gets no sunlight, but I still wanted it to feel verdant. So that's what we're working with. This is a real plant though. Yes, same plant. Love that. Team fake plant. Oh, okay. This cheese is grilling up a little differently. This is the fun of using 2 different kinds of cheeses. Ooh. Ooh. Giving it a flip. I did not re-oil the pan, so I felt like it just wasn't my path at this time. I might eat a piece of the cheese that I made before. If my assistant off camera wants a piece of cheese. Okay. Oh, it's really good. The outside gets all crispy, and then the inside's just nice soft cheese. I can't recommend it enough. Cheese does rule. Same plant. Love it. Favorite takeout food? That's difficult. Very into Szechuan Chinese. I love a spicy cauliflower with like the hot peppers in there. And ooh, they do like a marinated place we go to. They do like a marinated cabbage that's in like a garlic sauce, and it's spicy too. It's so good. And then you don't feel that bad because you're eating vegetables, but just covered in garlic and oil. Very delicious. Kind of my everything. I love that. I also love Mexican food. Mexican food is my favorite food. So any good Mexican place will do. And I love Mexican food because they always have vegetarian options. And I love beans. So. Oh my gosh. Dogstar made the sweet potato apps a few weeks ago and they were terrific. Yes. Thank you, first of all. And also love the sweet potato. The sweet potato had beans on it. Beans and cheese and sweet potato, which is just everything you could want. At least for me. So I'm glad you liked it. That means a lot. Feeling good about this piece. It's going on the plate. We're getting done. We're getting done. Yeah, these are crisping up nice. So we're frying them now. And then we're gonna make the, what did they call it? Spicy tomato gravy, which seems a little generous, but okay. We're gonna make the spicy tomato gravy with the chickpeas, and then we're gonna put the cheese back on at the very end to let it warm back up so that it's not weird and cold on top of our hot dish. And this cheese, the friable cheese, doesn't really like melt. It just kind of gets warm and gooey. This is looking good. Find someone who loves, like xtine loves beans. I am devoted to beans. So yes, I do want that amount of love. The love that I have for beans, I want that for most people. Because how I feel about beans is, the love runs deep, you could say. All right, we're almost done with the cheese. The cheese portion is almost over. I remember visiting the corner cheese store in Brooklyn some years ago, but the fresh Mott's cheese was amazing. I can't remember the name, but oh my, was it good. Fresh mozzarella is really something to behold. Ooh, now we're getting a nice crisp. What are we having for dinner, chat? What are people eating today? Anything fun? Is Brian having more kashi cereal? I guess he's already got the smoothie, so. Dogstar says, I also a bean freak. My family makes fun of me for it. Never let anyone make fun of you for loving beans. One time I was at brunch with some friends, but they didn't actually know me that well. And, you know, we were all deciding what to order, as one does. And I think there was like, I don't know, a black bean burger or something on the brunch menu. And I was like, I'm going to get the black bean burger because I love beans. And also, I think it might have been one of the only vegetarian options. But I digress. I said, with gusto, I'm going to get the black bean burger because I love beans. And somebody at the table laughed and thought that was funny, that I love beans. And, you know, it's actually very serious. Whoa, whitefish and quinoa chips. Crazy. I mean, it sounds, I don't even know what to think about. I mean, I've never had whitefish, so I really have no frame of reference for how that would taste. But I do love quinoa. Not as much as I love beans, though. Ooh, cheese enchiladas. Love a cheese enchilada. Always. Also, often one of the only vegetarian options on a restaurant menu. Yeah, we do need more information about the whitefish and the quinoa chips. if you could explain, give us some context. We're all wondering. Of course, I remembered the kashi cereal. Never forget. Hashtag never forget. Leftover amberjack fish dish. Ooh, everybody's eating fish. Okay, Fish Tuesdays. Today's menu here, chickpeas. Woo! Chickpea night. Okay. These are pretty good. I'm feeling good about this. We're going to call it done. I'm ready to move on from the cheese. Okay. So, we're going to turn down the heat. Sorry, I don't know why I clapped. We're going to turn down the heat a little bit. We're going to use the same pan. We love a one-pan recipe. And what's next? What's happening? We're making the sauce. Last week I was working off of the recipe on my phone. This week I wrote it down. I'm going very analog because sometimes the way that they explain things is not the way that I would explain it to myself. Does that make sense? Okay. Turn the heat down, already did it. Oh, we're cooking the onions. So let's, one thing at a time. So we're gonna make a sauce that's this spicy tomato and chickpea gravy. So I've got 1 can of chickpeas, 1 can of crushed tomatoes, a 28 ounce, can, one of the big boy cans. I'm going to pass these off to my lovely assistant who's going to open them and / drain them. And in the meantime, I'm going to cook the onions. So I've got some olive oil. Going a little heavy with it. I'm not going to add any more. And also, my pan's got a little bit of dried fried cheese on it, so I don't want stuff to get sticky. Olive oil is in there. And then earlier, I sliced a medium yellow onion. Just thinly sliced. Many tears occurred. This one really hurt me. Sometimes I feel like it depends on the onion. I tried the trick of chewing gum while slicing it. No such luck. Still sobbed a lot. But that's okay. I've since recovered. We are going to cook this in the oil. Let it get nice and soft. Ooh, leftover whitefish salad from Weekend Bagels and some Trader Joe's black bean / quinoa chips. Oh, I see. It's a chip and dip situation. I very much support that. Love a chip and dip. Okay. Coat the onions in the oil a little bit. Then I'm going to let them sit and get soft. Ooh, Catherine loves the Trader Joe's black bean quinoa chips. How vigorously did you cry when cutting those onions? A lot. There were a lot of tears. It was painful. I did post a picture of it to my Instagram story, which also, since I'm bringing it up, if you want to follow me on Instagram, please do. I don't post that much, but I'm trying to post more. But I was thinking, now that we're doing live streams, it could be fun to pick the recipe together so that I don't have to always just decide on my own. Because I feel like the community feature on YouTube, I put up a poll. I don't know if anybody sees it, but on Instagram, you're more likely to see it if I make a little poll about what we should be cooking. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's just xtine cuisine and then an underscore. And we can talk over there about what we're going to do over here, if that sounds good. But also, if you hate Instagram, I understand, because I kind of do too. But I use it still, because I have to. Oh. All right. Smelling a lot like onions and oil at this time. Love that. Before we started, I also finely chopped or minced 4 cloves of garlic. We're going to add that next, but I'm going to let the onions cook down just a little bit more. Dogstar said, do you have any other cooking YouTubers you like? I've watched some of Rainbow Plant Life's videos. I like her content. Okay, so this is maybe not the best thing to say, but I watch a lot of YouTube, and not that many cooking YouTubers. I like ASMR. I like just some like lifestyle creators, but kind of like the OG ones. Like I used to watch Jenna Marbles. I like Casey Neistat. Used to watch a little bit of, I dabbled in Emma Chamberlain's videos, that kind of thing. I'm into like cultural commentary. Don't actually watch a ton of cooking videos. I like Claire Saffitz, formerly of Bon Appetit, now Dessert Person. I do watch her stuff. She seems very wholesome, and she also makes really delicious looking desserts. So, bad answer? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, Jenna is the GOAT. I feel like, for me, Jenna Marbles was really an introduction to like, this is the internet? Fun, you know? The internet used to be a little more fun, I'd say, but who's keeping track, you know? Letting these onions get nice and soft. Oh, and I should also mention that off camera, I made some rice in my rice cooker because the recipe recommends serving this over rice or flatbread, which again, seems like 2 pretty different paths, but we're rolling with it. And fried cheese on rice seems a little weird to me, but I mean, I picked the recipe to cook today, so it's on me if it's weird. My introduction to the internet was making pirated CDs on LimeWire. That's what Brian says, and I would also agree with that. Many, many hours spent downloading Gangster's Paradise and other such hits. Mr. Brightside, perhaps. Some Celine Dion, maybe. Real mixed bag. Onion smell. What else is up, you guys? Let me know what's going on. What are we doing tonight? Anything fun? Is anybody watching anything good? I watched an episode of The Studio with Seth Rogen. That new show, that was pretty good. I was enjoying it. I'm also watching Top Chef, which I think I briefly mentioned during the last stream. We're on the Canada season. Destination Canada. It does smell amazing with the onions and cheese. And Brian says, hitting a bowl, LOL. I respect it, you know? That's Tuesday for you. Sometimes Tuesday be like. Okay, we're getting pretty close. They're getting softish. I'm very diligent about making sure my onions are cooked enough because I hate a raw onion. I don't like it, you know? I want my onions to be nice and soft, and tasty. Crunchy onions need not apply. Tuesdays take out the trash night here. Boo. I know that game though. Trash night is rough. Is it fun to talk about trash? I always have to like, in New York, we like have to tie up all our cardboard and put that out on the curb, and then our bags, and then plastic and cans and whatnot goes in a different recycling bag. Is this fun? But it's quite the process. I guess that's what I'm getting at, is that it's like a whole ordeal. You got to set aside a good 20, 25 minutes for trash processes. Aim James says, oh yes, I want to watch the studio. I mean, I've only watched one episode, but I did enjoy it. Catherine Hahn's in it. She's fantastic as always. Seth Rogen is great. I think the other guy's name is Ike Barinholtz. Maybe. I'm also listening to, the only reason I know that is because I'm also listening to Amy Poehler has a new podcast called Good Hang. Very much enjoying it. Love Amy Poehler. She's had some fun guests. She had Tina Fey. She had Rashida Jones. And Ike Barinholtz, I think, was the most recent guest. So. Is anyone watching White Lotus Season 3? Is it worth checking out? Let me know. I heard it's a slow start. Is there payoff? Should I get into it? Spatula. I watched seasons 1 and 2 of The White Lotus, and I enjoyed them, but I feel like I'm not as into it as other people are. I mean, I didn't regret watching it, but I feel like some people seem really into it. Ooh, Dogstar's looking forward to watching The Last of Us Season 2. Pedro Pascal! Wait, is that... Yes, he's in that. Okay. And, what's her name? That lady. Also the lady. I watched a little bit of the first season. I don't think I watched all of it. But not for any reason. I think I just got distracted. Also, I've added the garlic. Busy talking about shows. I've just added 4 cloves of minced garlic that I chopped up earlier. Now it's about to be smelling real good in here. We're taking things up a notch. Next level. We're gonna let that cook for a second. Okay. Garlic. Oh, now it's time to add all the spices too. So we're gonna get a little nuts. We have ginger, cumin, cinnamon, turmeric, and cayenne. So the recipe calls for basically a teaspoon of all of these. except for cinnamon, which is only a half teaspoon, which I respect because cinnamon is strong. So I'll add that first. I am only going to do half a teaspoon, even though normally I go rogue and kind of add whatever amount I feel like. We'll measure, why not? Sloppy measure though. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then I think I'm just going to eyeball the rest of them, because that's just kind of how I like to do things. I guess ginger, I don't want to go nuts with the ginger either. So I'll measure out a teaspoon of ground ginger. Oh, okay, I have a big life development to tell you guys. Something big has happened. I did join Costco this weekend. I went to Costco for the first time. So I'm reminded of that now because I bought huge things of spices and refilled all my spices, which was exciting. I also got just many things in bulk, as one does. Bulk pasta, tomato sauce, cans of tomatoes. It was honestly overwhelming, and I did feel scared at some points, but I'm excited for my new life. I also am excited to buy things like sugar and flour and butter in bulk, because the baking that we're about to do, it could get crazy. All right, I'm adding turmeric next. I'm just going to eyeball the turmeric. Okay. Got some chunkiness happening. Turmeric does not want to come out. It's really fighting with me. Oh, that's because it's almost out. I didn't refill the turmeric, apparently. Here I am bragging about my Costco experience. What's happening in the chat? Ooh, crime shows. Abbott Elementary. I've only seen like a couple episodes of that, but it is very funny. And Quinta Brunson seems just delightful. Okay, I've got a whole thing of turmeric here from a fancy spice canister. There we go. What else? What didn't I add yet? Cinnamon is in there, ginger's in there, turmeric's in there, cayenne. Could get crazy. Oh, this hasn't even been opened yet. Oh no. The seal just came right off. You know how there's like this freshness seal? Can you help me with that? The spices is going well so far. And cumin. I'm adding a lot of cumin because it's delicious. Pedro praying for you in season 2. Oh, the new Paddington movie. That's cute. I haven't been to the movie theater in a little bit, but I went so much last year, and then, I don't know, I just fell off. But I'd love going to the movies. Okay, we're getting in a little nuts with the cayenne pepper. I like it spicy. All right, I'm going to give this a stir. Very fragrant. This is what it's all about. Okay. Oh, the cinnamon in there really takes the spice smell to the next level. It smells so good. Ooh. Okay, I'm into that. I'm into that. All right, what are we doing now? Salt. Just a little bit. The fried cheese is a little salty on its own. It's kind of a salty cheese. We don't need to go crazy with the salt. So Salt, oh, sugar? Okay, so the recipe calls for sugar. It calls for half a teaspoon, which seems like a very kind of negligible amount of sugar to me, but why not just follow the recipe as it says? Here's a small amount of sugar. Is that going to be weird? I don't know. The tomatoes are probably also going to be a little sweet, so hopefully it's fine. Sugar. Now we're ready for the tomatoes. Speaking of, it's all happening. 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. I guess I could use my spatula instead of just pounding the bottom of the can. All right. Set that to the side. Get it out of frame. And the chickpeas. This is 1 regular old 15-ounce can of chickpeas. In it goes. I want to use my spatula. Give this a stir. Make everything well combined. All right. It's looking okay. What else is happening? I'm just catching up in the chat. Thank you for being excited for me about Costco. This is my new life. Definitely, yes, overwhelming, but satisfying. It's worth it, you know, to get that rush, to get that sweet, sweet Costco high. Does sugar help caramelize onion? You know, I would say so, but we added it so late in the game that I feel like not really. The onions were kind of already caramelized by the oil. I feel like it's just going to make this a little sweeter. Honestly, I'm not in support of the sugar that we added. I just did it because the recipe told me to. So, Aim Dame says I always forget to add cinnamon to savory dishes too. Honestly, I don't add cinnamon that much. I don't use it that much in savory. But when I do, it is delightful. It smells so good. And adds that little depth of flavor, you know? Okay. So, we're going to let this sauce cook together for a few minutes. Just going to let it kind of simmer until it thickens up a little bit. We want the tomatoes and the onions to kind of become one a little bit more. We want a thick sauce. So 8 to 10-ish minutes. We'll see. It's already been a couple minutes. I'm feeling good about it, but we're going to let it thicken up. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I've forgotten. But I don't think so. I think we're doing pretty good. We're getting close. This is exciting. Brian is putting cinnamon on his steak next time, and Aim Dame has questions. I'm loving what's happening in the chat. I'm also going to have a sip of kombucha because I'm thirsty. So, kombucha, got it at Costco. You know, kombucha is normally so expensive for what it is. Not at Costco. Very reasonably priced. Not an ad for Costco. Just something new I'm trying. Just a new development in my life. Smelling good. Looking good. I do feel like this is going to be weird over rice. Flatbread is making more and more sense to me the longer that I sit here and stare at this. But we'll see. Costco foot-long hot dog and a drink for $1.50. I don't eat meat, so I can't partake, but I have heard so much about this hot dog. I feel like this is one of the last American traditions, is the Costco hot dog for $1.50. Many articles have been written about this fabled hot dog. I support it, you know. I say let the people eat cheap hot dogs. According to Google, Costco is widely believed to be a short amalgamation of the phrase cost company, reflecting the company's focus on selling products at affordable prices. Wow. Wow. That's just dropping that knowledge on us all, I guess. Ooh, plate-sized pizza slices. I am getting hungry. Plate-sized pizza slice sounds pretty good. I hope this tastes good. I think it's gonna taste fine. I'm just like, how exciting is it gonna be? You know, the cheese is really gonna save it. Let's just remember the cheese for a moment. Here's the sauce that is in progress. Here's the cheese that's really gonna be the main event. So, thank God for this. Oh, Arizona iced tea for 99 cents. Yes. Truth. The other last American tradition. The $1.50 hot dog and the 99-cent Arizona iced tea. Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait. Stream is not brought to you by Costco. I'm sorry. I'm just excited. Oh, this is getting a little, I need to turn down the heat a little bit. This is thickening up. I think we're like 1 to 2 minutes away. Once the sauce is thick enough that we feel good about it, we're just going to put the cheese on top, let the cheese get a little warm again, and then we're also going to, so the recipe calls for finishing with a little sprinkling of cilantro. Who wants that? You know, not me. So we're not going to do that. I have arugula in the fridge, and I've cut up some of that, and I'm going to just top with just a sprinkle of arugula, just to brighten it up, have a little bit of green, a little bit of brightness, but not, you know, we don't need to kill ourselves with the cilantro. Because honestly, it's just there for color. Let's be serious. But this is looking good, I think. I'm feeling good about the sauce. Can we get a close up on the sauce? Check this out. Ooh. Thoughts? Yes? No? Maybe? It looks pretty good. Yeah, let's put the cheese on there. And the arugula. And then we're ready to take a little taste. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shut off the heat because I feel that the sauce has been adequately cooked. And then I'm going to, the cheese, remember the cheese. I'm gonna just kind of like put this on top. This pan's still very hot. Let it get a little warm and gooey again. Just kind of evenly space out my nice little bricks of fried cheese. It looks weird, but it's gonna probably taste good. Okay. Let's see. Like, do we feel weird about that or do we feel good about it? I guess it's okay. And now I'm just going to sprinkle some arugula just to try to make this look a little more profesh, a little more decadent, a little bit more Michelin stars? Yes? All right, well, here it is. Let's try it. Let's see what all the fuss is about. How do I want to do this? I might try it on a little piece of bread. I think that's what we're gonna do. I did make rice. Maybe I'll eat it on rice after this, but in the meantime, for the sake of tasting it on camera, a little piece of bread sounds good. Okay, thank you for saying it looks good. The arugula makes it look classy. I agree. We're classing up the place here. Here's a piece of bread. If I was the Michelin man, I'd give you all the stars and then some new tires. We really can have it all. Okay, ooh. This bread has been toasted. Who knew that someone was toasting bread off camera? Okay, I'm just gonna pull a little bit out of here. I'm gonna get a little bit of cheese. I guess I'll do it with a spatula. Oh yeah, or perhaps a spoon would be the best device. Dogstar said looks awesome, thank you. I'm trying, you know? I think it'll be good. Let's see. I'm gonna spoon a little bit onto some bread. Here we go. Oh. Just for the sake of this taste test. Maybe it's the Costco pizza conversation has got me. I was like, no, bread is the move. I still have a napkin? Okay. We're all fine. It's good. Don't worry. I was stressed, but actually, the sauce came out really good. That little bit of cinnamon, the spices we added, it's doing a lot. It's a little bit overpowering the cheese, but I'm not mad about it because it's a very delicious and flavorful chickpea spicy tomato gravy sauce. I could go a little spicier, but you know, adjust to your heat level. I'm gonna have one more bite. Super graceful. It's good. It exceeded my expectations. They were low, I'll be honest. I wasn't sure how this combination of things would work out, but it's good. The tomato sauce came out great. No, luckily, we did not need to simmer for that long. We're done. Does it taste like spicy pizza? No. I feel like the fried cheese is not as like strong as like, not that mozzarella is strong, but when you eat a piece of pizza, cheese is kind of a predominant flavor. I feel like honestly, like putting the cinnamon and all those like aromatic spices into the tomato sauce, that's what you're getting the most of when you take a bite. And then the cheese is just kind of a little extra, a nice little extra something. But yeah, we did it. We did another live stream. Thank you guys so much for being here and for hanging out in the chat. It's really, really fun to just hang out and see what you guys are doing. I love it. I think I'm going to do this again every Tuesday for the foreseeable future. Tuesdays are the day. So we should still all hang out. I mean, I do want to go eat. And also, to be completely transparent with you, I want to, I only have one, well, I have two nice cameras, but I only really use one of them. This is boring. But the camera that is filming me right now for this live stream, I want to use to take pictures of this. I didn't get any pictures of what we made last week, and that was kind of a bummer. Because I usually post them places. So I want to be able to take a picture of this, and I need the camera that is currently filming me. So that's sort of what's happening. And then also, yeah, I do want to eat it, and I need to do that in private so that I can just really go to town. But, you know, we can hang out more at the next one. Thank you. Oh, such nice. You guys are so nice. So fun. It is fun. Yeah, next Tuesday. Woo. Okay. Yeah, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. And we're going to have a good time. And follow me on Instagram, and I'll post a poll about what we should cook next week, and we can all decide together if that sounds fun, because I don't want to make all the decisions by myself. That's too much pressure. Thank you guys so much for being here, for hanging out with me. I had a great time. I'm excited to eat this. And okay, bye. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it. Bye. Oh, I'm ending it.